Today, my featured guest is Jafar Jafari. He's known as Master Jeff in the life coaching mentorship world. This guy is one of the best in the world. So, Startup Nation, I brought him to you just for you. You're welcome. Okay, I met him at a business Christian event. He just, I don't know, there's something about this guy. He had the sparkle in the eye. He commanded the stage. He just seems authentic and real, and his experiences, his the evidence of success and impact that he's had in other people's lives was undeniable. So I said, let's bring him on the show. He and I are becoming friends, I think. If he likes me, I don't know. I still have that New York accent. That's very questionable for people. But Master Jeff is here with us today. And let me just tell you a little bit about him, Startup Nation, okay? So he is a coach, a mentor, truth seeker, and entrepreneur. He runs two highly successful companies, PSC Academy, Inc., and he's known by his nickname, Master Jeff, as I said, and he's had over 20 years of experience in training people to tap into what he calls the zone. Did you even know you had a zone, Startup Nation? He's going to talk about it. This core belief lies on the premise that everyone has access to a version of themselves that is void of fear, anxiety, and limiting beliefs. Now, tell me you don't wrestle with those three things in your life and in your business. He's going to help walk us through that so that you can shed this skin of fear that you walk through life with and think past like your small boundaries, right? These mental boundaries we set upon ourselves that are so limiting. We just don't believe who God created us to be. And if we actually did, we would become unstoppable, not by our power, but by His, realizing that we can tap into that and that we're loved. All right, so a little more about him. All right, Master Jeff has trained over 5,000 coaches in his lifetime. He's helped them level up in their life coaching businesses many times over. He's currently ranked under the top 20 Instagram accounts to follow list by Yahoo and New York Wire. He's one of the top 10 entrepreneurs on Yahoo Finance in 2021. He's advised Forbes' top 6 advice from Entrepreneur's Column. He's coached and trained people from all walks of life, which means he can help you. So many times you don't believe that you can be helped, that you can be served by powerful individuals such as Master Jeff. You think somehow you're different. Your situation is different. It won't work for you. It works for everybody else. That's just a mental barrier. So we're going to break through that today. So grab your pen and paper. Startup Nation, Master Jeff, welcome to your first 100K, top 100 podcast in entrepreneurship. Fill in some of the gaps in that long-winded New York intro.
Oh my God. Thank you, Joseph. I still love your New York accent. So I do have some accent as well. So thank you for the intro. It was an amazing journey we had, and it was at the middle of the conference. I met you, and I think we spoke around 2-3 hours nonstop. I was enjoying of the wisdom, knowledge you just throwing to me, and now I just get it, and then I answer you back. It was an amazing and exciting talking, especially about the faith, and then the entrepreneurship, both sides. You blow my mind out. So I'm so glad to be here, to be the part of your amazing journey. And I hope we could even move the needle or do something good for even one person out of the podcast. So it means I fulfilled my dream and I check mark what we are planning today. So I'm here. I'm all yours. Ask me anything you wanted. So
let's go.
Super vulnerable and open up.
All right, let's go. So Master Jeff, start us out. Give us something personal about you that very few people in your business life actually know. And I know you're super transparent, but what's something maybe embarrassing or even humiliating from the past, or just fun, something we don't know?
Okay, let me see what you don't know, because I'm all over the news, so everything everybody knows. But I would love to start from the beginning. What was stopping me of being me? Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure. Because I guarantee
perfect.
we're going to resonate with it.
Yeah, thank you. So I had a very, very, I don't want to say complicated personality, but I was too shy and sometimes it was embarrassing me too, because I had the anxiety to speak with people up to 18 years old. So
I
this
remember
is
you and
this.
I have this in common because
Yeah.
my number one fear was public
Yeah.
speaking up until 19 years old. So like you faced it, you had to conquer it because you knew it was holding you back from like your future goals, your
Wow.
dreams. So what did you do? Because there's so many people stuck right there.
Oh yeah, this was amazing because I couldn't find any way to get out of that zone. So it was like I was creating the very strong wall around me. And the amazing part is when I'm walking out of those boundaries and walls and the stop sign I created for myself, I understand clearly it was only me who was creating those obstacles for me. Everything has happened up here. So I
Mm.
was stuck in my mindset, and it was so bad. It was so bad. Even I was afraid to talking to one-on-one. If I was alone in a home, I'm afraid to open the door if somebody ring the bell. So that then my family was, the parents always worry, and they wanted me to be inside the society and to be normal and
Mm.
communicating with people. They're getting a ticket for me for entrepreneur seminar. Still I remember it. So when I walk inside the barroom, so I sat down at the chair, so I was in front row to getting as much as possible information. The first 30 seconds, I connected with the speaker's character. I love it. I said, wow, look at here. It's a few thousand people sit down here, and one person is standing on the stage and changing their mindset and give these people hope and energy to move on. And stop being victim of those wrong mindset, and people, they understand it and it has effect on them. Oh wow, I want to do the same. And all my family and friends, they laugh at me. They laugh at me. I'm telling you, it's very important to have the very supportive people around you. The people you have around you, they literally create your future. So my parents and my brothers, they helped me a lot to go out of those wrong mindsets. So I create my first event, which is supposed to be big number, almost 21 people, mostly my family. So
That's great.
so they wrote about this, I think, in New York Times as well, about my story. So the 21 people, they attend to my family meeting. So I call it seminar. So I get on the stage with the suit, everything's
But that
ready.
sounds even more
Yeah.
difficult because they know every like
Every aspect
every
of you.
weakness of you, right? Because
Mm.
you were raised with them. Like to me,
Yeah.
that takes more courage than going up in front of strangers. All right, so
Oh
paint
yeah.
us the picture. They all show up. You got 21 family members at your first seminar. You're dressed up. You got the suit, the cufflinks.
Yeah.
What happens?
And then sweating all over my face and having a lot of napkins. Go on stage. I'm supposed to speak around 30 minutes, and it's end up to 4.5 hours. So I was sat down and think if even they wanted to support me. It was those moments, changing my life. There is some moment. It's like, I cannot explain it. It's move your needle. So those moments was amazing for me. I sat down and think if even my family wanted to support me. So it was around 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Oh man, it's 4.5 hours. It means people, they love to listen to you. So you have some gift to share with people, and they love to listen to that. I still remember I was talking about how to get out from the wrong mindset and get out from the rat race. And they loved it, the so quiet kids talking in stage for 4.5 hours to share some information with people at least twice as age of me. And they sat down without having even water, listening to me. I said, you know what? That's it. Let's go after it. There is a sign come to your life. In all holy book is write down around the words. Follow the sign. God give you the sign every single aspect in your life. There is every single day, every single hour. So you just need to open your heart and your mind to see those signs and follow according to your desire. Before we start this podcast, Mr. Joseph was telling me we just a little bit sharing that personal information and some stuff from the creative event in Atlanta. So I said, that's it. This is God give you what you desire. So be careful what you want in your life. Do not focus what you don't want it really in your life. So when you focus on what you want in your life, it show your path. it give you the sign. It tell you what to do. You just need to open your heart and your mind to see it. It was those brilliant moments which changed my life forever. So my first seminar was 21 people. The last one before COVID was 25,000 people. And still I'm the same shy kid, has the anxiety to speak with people. If I can do it, anybody on this planet can do it. The reason I just shared it with you to say nothing can stop you but your mind. Be careful about your mindset.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that. Wow. Just wow. And kudos to your family, right? For supporting the shy kid that they love.
Mhm.
And what a witness for them to conquer their own fears and mental limitations when they see you face yours and get up in front of them and speak for 4.5 hours. Right? So right there was that authentic witness because they knew you. They knew how
Mhm.
scared you were on the inside, and they saw your bravery and courage to do it, which challenged their own uh, weaknesses in their own life. Right. So that's inspiring. That's so inspiring. I want to clarify something. You said your last event was 25,000 people. You're up on stage. You still have the anxiety? You still have the shyness? Like you still have fear around this? Like how is that possible after doing this so many times successfully?
So let me tell you something. When you're challenging something within, it's gonna stay there forever. It's not going to be deleted. There is no any button to say pop, it's gone. It's always there. You become stronger to manage those fear within. So this is not something to say, okay, it's completely vanished. It's not in you. We are growing up with that. So the issue is you become the stronger. So anytime it comes to you, you laugh at it and you manage it. You turn those fear, those anxiety into opportunity in a second because you become stronger, because you believe in yourself more and you understand the pattern. When you understand this pattern, nothing gonna scare you and become your fear in your life.
All right, Startup Nation, what I just pulled from that, and I hope you did as well, and I'll just summarize what I heard, is that Master Jeff still battles the fear of public speaking. I think it's called glossophobia, is the actual name of it. And I know that because, right, I had to conquer mine. But he still has the fear. But what he does now is he faces the fear every time. He knows it's coming, it's predictable. He faces the fear, but turns the fear into fuel
Mm,
for his
amazing.
dream, right? Because him standing up on stage and impacting people in a positive way in their lives is his dream. This is his passion. So he takes the enemy, fear is the enemy, and he takes the enemy and turns it into his fuel to achieve his dream. Where can you do that in your life? Think about that for a second. What scares you most? Behind that fear, your greatest fear, lies your greatest passion. And what if you could use that fear for your fuel to get to that greatest passion? All right, Master Jeff, let's talk some business stuff here, man.
Yeah.
All right,
I would love to add something before we go to the business stuff. So,
absolutely. Go for it.
so do you have a minute? So I love this quote from Tim Grover. So he is the coach for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. He said, never afraid of the darkness. So if the day start at the first minute at midnight, at the heart of the darkness and turn into the light, why we have to be afraid of our darkness and our fears? So when we can turn those fear into the fuel and achieve our goals and dreams. So I love that quote. And I just wanted to mention that here. So I'm here for the business talk now.
All right, let's turn on the light in some of these people's brains, man. Let's go. Listen, you and I, we battled darkness for many years, right? Our own
Yeah.
inner darkness. So we're not immune to this. However, Startup Nation, hopefully Jeff and I are on the other side of it. We've successfully come through it. And we're not better than anyone, but we may just be one or two exits past where you feel stuck right now.
Hmm.
And that's okay. And I know I reached out to people that were one exit past me or more, and I asked for their help. But you got to be willing to be humble, don't you, Jeff? Like and
Wow.
be willing to ask for help and mentorship, and that starts by admitting you don't have it all figured out, by admitting you are scared, you are afraid, and you would like their help. Speak to us about where you had to do that, when you had to do that in your own life. Do you have a story around that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is tons of a story about that. So we are human. We never designed to be alone. Just think for a second. What is the biggest punishment for the human? They put them in a prison. If they are not having a good behavior, where do they go? Single cell.
That's it.
So that's the biggest punishment a human can experience it. So we never designed to live alone. Just think about it. If you need help, never wait for your battery to get half empty. So if you need some help, it's better ask now, not when your battery color is goes to the red. So it's already too late. Even some people want to help you, they cannot help you anymore because it's
So true.
already late. Yeah, so
So
true.
true.
So uh, I'm the kind of those people. I have a lot of great people around me, my brothers, my good friends for the past 20 years, 25 years. Anybody come to my life is some kind of a stay forever. I never ever delete them unless they fade from my life because of their behavior or their laziness. Because we are flying high. So they have two possibilities, either to jump in, learn how to fly, or they will fall behind and they will fail. So I never stop by growing because every single day, as the legendary John Maxwell said, every single day we open, we have to go uphill because we try to grow. When it is uphill, it's not an easy task. So there is so many people out there in our life, they don't want to step on an uphill because it's hard to do that. So that's why they are failed or they are fade in from our life. Why? Not because I'm so selfish, because there is a lot of people out there right now, they're listening to us. And I told you, our goal is even one person. If we can move the needle for one person and open the light in their life, we fulfill our mission. So when I know I have a mission, I have a message to pass and change somebody's life, I never waste a second for other people who they don't understand it and they don't see it. So I try to invest my time and my treasure and my information and those people who understand the situation and their eyes is sparkling like a star when you change their life. So that's why I never get tired. I always know this day, today morning, I have to go uphill again and again and again because it's never end and never satisfied. And I have to go and go and go, not only because of me, because I never satisfied for those people who count on me, for those people who waiting for me to tap on their shoulder and say, hey, you're not alone. I'm here. So God give me some message in my heart to be here and help you out. So just think for a moment. I already have a goosebump right now. So people need you. You never become successful only for your own. You become successful for the people around you too. Yeah.
Jeff, how do if someone's stuck in the darkness, which you and I used to be, right?
Yeah.
And we're dealing with our own mental fears and limitations, like how do we step out of that? What is the most, well, let me ask you this. What is the most common fear or limitation that you deal with in your audiences that comes up that you get to serve them and set them free from?
Okay. I love this question you're asking me. Thank you for brought up this question. That's very important. Let me to put it that way, Joseph. The battle is never end. It's up here. Every single second, every single day, we have a battle in our mind. We are as a human, we create more than 30,000 thoughts per day. And it's all battle. You know it consciously or unconsciously, we are creating the thought which we have the battle. This battle solved only in one way. Either your excuse is gonna win or your passion. Okay. You choosing for every single thought which way it has to go. It has to go to right or left. Your excuses or your passion about
So
what you
that,
want to do.
let me jump in there. That sounds really hard because if we have 20,000 thoughts a day and we have to choose which direction each one goes, that's 20,000 decisions per day we must make. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
It's more than 30,000 actually, not 20.
He's like, let's make it harder.
But I'm telling you, there is a
Is
formula, there's a technique how to manage and control because we cannot control our 30,000 thoughts. but I can manage to control 1, 2, 5, 10, 10, 20 of those. Okay. Some of those thoughts is creating and I cannot manage it. But what about those I can? And how I can manage those which I couldn't do it manually. So there is a technique how you can automatically manage those.
Let's
So
go. We want the shortcut. We want the mental hack. I need to hack my brain so that I can achieve the success that I'm looking for. How do we do it, Master Jeff?
Okay. There is absolutely the hack. This is the cheating code. Life is game. You know, as Albert Einstein says, life is the game. So you have to know the rules of the game and play better than anybody else. So when you understand the mind game, then you understand what's going on. So our life is about 1 feet between the left and the right ears. Everything's happening here and everything is up here in your life because it happened up here first. Then you see it in the physical format next, because you already requested. Whoever I am, you are right now. And the people who listening to us, whoever you are right now, sitting down on your chair and listening to us, consciously or unconsciously, this is what you wanted before. Now you get it right now. If it's not make you satisfied, it's better to change the pattern. Learn how to change the pattern, then change your futures. So how the pattern works, if you go back, if you see all the religious people and the successful people, they all have a mantra. They have all say something repeatedly and, you know, every single hour, every single day, and to programming their subconscious. They believe in something strongly. Why? Because over and over and over repeated, and it goes and hacked in their subconscious mind. So any information we push down through our amygdala gate. So there is a gate in our brain, they call it amygdala. So the amygdala is the gate to our memory. So when we reach to the certain stage of emotion, this amygdala will be open, then we can have access to our memory. That is the part we can wipe out those stuff which we over and over and over repeated as usually the things which we never wanted. So I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. But actually our brain, it just mentioned the word you said, not the sentence. It doesn't have any attention to your sentence you wanted or you don't want it. I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be sick. I don't want, no. Your brain doesn't understand this function to you want it or you don't want it. So it understands poor, sick. So as much as you repeat it, it's going to push down to your subconscious. And once it goes to your subconscious, you're getting poor, you're getting sick. Why? Because those 30,000 thoughts, which is creating, the answer is I want poor, sick, and all those stuff. You don't like it. And it's going to appear in your life. So please stop. And it is very hard. Stop by thinking and fearing of those stuff which you don't want it. This is the worst things you can make to yourself and do to yourself. Be careful. Stop of thinking of what you don't want to. Just change the pattern. You don't want to be poor. Okay, change the pattern. Why you are not gratitude for the stuff you have? Okay, thanks God to make me rich and richer every single day. And some of you guys said, oh, I'm not getting a lot of money today and tomorrow get more. Change the pattern. Let your subconscious believe that. So that is the cheating code. You want a shortcut? That's a shortcut. Thanks for my health. Thanks and gratitude to God for the healthy life you have. And every day is become better and better. Thanks for your beauty. And every day is become more and more. Thanks God, I'm strong. And every day I become stronger and stronger. If you don't want to be weak, gratitude to because of your power and your your muscle. Change the pattern. It's so easy. It's not the rocket science information. This is so easy. Change the pattern. This 1 feet can change your life. So the people around the world, the 5% people who they are controlling 95% of assets around the planet, they know these rules in an easy format. They just need to let their brain to believe what they want and who they are. And the rest, the universe does that for them. I don't want to talk metaphysics. This is proven. Try to control your mind in a positive way and focus on what you want and pray and have a gratitude frequency in everyday life about what you have, and you have it every day more and more. And let your subconscious believe it. And once it's believe it, you will see it.
Master Jeff, you make it sound simple, but there's someone listening right now that says, "I've done the mantras before, Jeff. I have repeated these things over and over again. I went to Tony Robbins. I went and I listened to Napoleon Hill. I listened to all these greats,
Yeah,
and I did it for a while and it didn't work, so I just gave up on it cuz life was too hard and I got too busy and I just couldn't stick with it."
yeah,
Why didn't it work for them?
absolutely. Okay. So let's get back to the cheating code again. I'm going to add something to it. I have to tell you, Joseph, you are an amazing podcaster and person. You know exactly what people need and bring the speakers into the shorter point for make people understand in an easy way possible. So, and
That's such a nice compliment. It's another way of saying, wow, Joseph, you're a real control freak as a host.
no, I love it. I love it because people, they have to understand how does pattern work. I told you, you have to understand the pattern. So I had a conversation with Mr. Jim Quick, and it was an amazing result out of that.
Now, this
And
is the guy for the audience, right? Tell us about Jim Quick, right?
yeah, Jim
He's the guy that
Quick.
does a lot of mindset stuff, right?
Oh, he is the master and number one brain coach of all time I ever seen. I had this blessed and opportunity to be what I call promote at the same time in Entrepreneur Magazine, him and me together as well. So listen to him, follow him. He is an amazing entrepreneur and mind coach. This is absolutely game changer. He's changing the game. Why? Because simply he understands the pattern. He said something which is absolutely the answer to your question. So people, they follow. People, they do the mantras. People, they listen to the books. They go to the Tony Robbins, not only Tony Robbins, the legendary Tony Robbins. And by the way, we are the partner with Tony Robbins with 100 billion meals as well. Through our platform, we're helping people to achieve our goals and vision worldwide. So we talk about it at the end of podcast. So not only the legendary Tony Robbins or master, John Maxwell or the Jim Quick, they go to any single mastermind events, entrepreneur meetings, but nothing changed in their life because simply they never change their habits, what they do as a daily basis, which I'm going to break it down. If you have time, then you understand you never have time and you have to act right now. So I'm going to ask the permission from Mr. Joseph to break down those numbers for you as well. But Mr. Jim Quick says, if you want to create a memory, because memory has stayed with you forever, you have some memory from the long back, like 3 years old, when you were 3 years old. Why? Because you create the memory. How do we create the memory is very important. When you mix activity with emotion together, you create the memory. And when you create the memory, it will stay with you forever because it's going to hack on your subconscious mind. If you start do activity, do mantras, do listen to the podcast, read the books, but you just listen and you never do. So doing what you know, this is the first step. But when you add the emotion into it, it's become part of your memory. And once you create the memory, you see the result in physical shape. So
can you give us an example of this?
Example. So I cannot say, let's, because we're talking about the financial, let's make it financial example. So
let's go. Right? So I have poverty mindset, and I really did growing up, right? Poverty mindset. We can use that example if you like.
Okay. The poverty mindset usually focus on, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be stopped at the end of the month to not be able paying bills. I'm worried about paying my rent. I'm always worried about paying my car installment. So this worriness is very harmful. That's why when you're afraid of something, you will see it in your life faster. Why? Because logically you're adding emotion to it without any training. Because when you fear, you feel the fear. When you feel what you think and you're adding the emotion into it, boom, it's going to happen. So change the pattern. Why? Because scariness, when you're scared, when you fear, it's one of the maximum energy you can add to your thought to become your memory. Be careful. Be careful. Because when we fear, That's why we said, whatever you fear the most, you will see it faster in your life. Be careful. Why? Because you're adding more emotion to that. As much as you're adding more feeling, you see it more. Okay, so
So is it possible
yeah.
to just flip that script with the fear of being broke your whole life and flip it and actually fear being wealthy for the rest of your life?
No, it's a better method. It's a better method.
There's
But
a
you
better
can do
method.
that.
Break it down. Let's go.
You can do that, but it's a better method. We can use the force of fear because it's very strong. Fear is one of the most strongest force in our human brain. So this is very strong. And I'm telling you, that's amazing, because if we never fear of, wild environment, we never create a house. If we never fear of losing time, we never create the airplane. If we never fear one day, maybe Earth is not going to be the good place to live, we never discover the moons, Mars, and other planets. Fear is amazing. As Mr. Joseph says, sometimes we can use the fear, okay, to be number one and to be top of the list of every single entrepreneurial journey. But
okay, I'm gonna stop interrupting now. Break it down for us.
Why we are not changing the pattern in the better way? So in human history, we have the king to using the fear to be to ruling the world, and we have the king to use the love to control the world. So both ways work. You choose what you want. You wanted to have the feel of fear, or you wanted to have the feel of passion. This is up to you what feel you want it, okay? Some car is work with the diesel, some car is work with a different, the fuel, okay? You choose what you want. But in my life is work like that. So I said, now I know the pattern. I know I have to add the feeling to my thought. And then when you feel what you think, okay, it's going to happen to your life. So I'm going to demonstrate one example to tell you how a strong mind you have. And probably you have done it purposely, or maybe you see it somewhere. But I want you to try one more time. I need you to close your eyes, okay? I need you please to close your eyes, relax your shoulder, and breathe in, breathe out for 10 seconds. Relax your mind. Let's stop that mouse in your brain is moving so fast. Okay, just make it calm down, because we want to focus on something amazing right now. And regardless of you love this fruit or you don't like it, I needed you to follow the step by step what I'm asking you to do. I want you to feel there is a beautiful yellow colored lemon at the table in front of you. So this is a super fresh lemon. You can even smell the lemon right in front of you. Just try to smell. Wow, so good. And I needed you to grab that lemon and cut it into the half. And I want you to grab the lemon near to your nose and feel it. Oh my God, it's so fresh. And I want you to put it on your mouth and taste it. Wow, such an amazing taste. Now I needed you to enjoy it. Okay, you feel the taste. Now I want you please to open your eyes. Would you tell me what happened to your mouth? So is there any activity there? Did you feel the lemon? I see some of you swallow your...
The first thought I'm thinking is like, wow, this is bitter.
That's bitter. You see, this is us. There is no lemon here on the table. We never had something in our hand. But when we feel and we tell to our mind that's a lemon, and we can even smell it and we can taste it, and you see the activity in our mouth, something starts to change. Now we have more saliva. I don't know how to put it in the English
Salivating,
word.
yeah.
Salivating. You're salivating. Why? Because it's a simple test. That's how we can manifest what we are looking for in life. Because whatever your brain believe in it, you can have it. I'm telling you, your brain is the most strongest part in your body because there is so many diseases and problems. Your body is created because of your brain. So I'm telling you, if your brain wants the calcium in your body and you have the lack of calcium in your body, it just order it. It said, I need the calcium. It's going to get it from your bone and send it up. That's why your bone later is getting problem. It's not because of the lack of calcium in your body. It's because the level of the calcium in your body was less and your brain wants it more. That's why you get it from your bone. Now you have problems. Okay. Your brain is super strong. Believe in it and try to control it. You understand the pattern. I said, so when I can use the fear to boost the power and add the feeling into my thinking and thought and change it, change the mindset and create the memory, and I manifest it in my life, I can use the fuel as a power. I can use the better technique. What is the better technique is what makes you happy. So you want to have a better life, better body shape. So put the picture you want to be look like, see the picture, close your eyes, see your shape in that pictures. No, up to now, you do the first activity, you doing it. Now I want you to add the feeling. What makes you special and make you happy to have that body type? So when you start to think and, adding the feeling into that picture you create in your mind, you start to feeling it all over your body the same way I did it. I demonstrated with the lemon for you. When you feel it, you start to attract it. So that's the issue, Mr. Joseph. People, they go to the best entrepreneurship event. They doing what they say, but they never feel because they don't believe it. When you believe the lemon is in your hand, you can feel it in your mouth. If you don't believe it, you are not adding the feeling into what you do and what you picturize in your brain. It never happened. That's why people, they spend millions of dollars getting into the best number one entrepreneurship and mindset seminars and events. Nothing changed in their life because simply they don't feel it. Why? Because they don't believe it. If you believe it, you feel it. If you feel it, you create the memory. When you combine activity with the feeling, you will get it. So as much as you can, try. I don't know when was the last time you ever does that, but all those billionaires out there, before they achieve to any level, they see it before they get it. So I don't know when was the last time in the morning or at night before you're sleeping, you close your eyes, make your mind calm and see who you want to be in next 1 year and what kind of feeling you have when you see yourself in that position. So try to see yourself from the different angles in the camera. Go all around yourself. See the crowd, they encourage you, they clap for you. See the environment, feel it, smell it. Okay, those is going to add feeling and energy to your thought and it's create a memory and it's going to change your life forever. If you are not doing this exercise, I encourage you to do that every single night, 5 minutes for yourself before you go to sleep. Because whatever we do during the day, at night when we sleep, our brain starts to processing those thoughts. So before you sleep, create those positive thoughts. That's the cheating code to control those 30,000 thoughts. Because when you believe you are strong, when you believe you are beautiful, when you believe you are healthy, when you believe you are reach and richer every single day and add the gratitude into it. Say, thanks, Lord, thanks, God, whoever you pray to, just say, thank you to make me richer and richer every single day, beautiful and beautiful, healthy and healthier. Thank you. And believe it and try to repeat it and repeat it. And you see yourself in the best shape, best mindset, best financial situation. And you see how the environment around you and add the feeling to your thought every single night for 5 minutes. Then send me the comment. Then send me the text and say, Jeff, it's happened. And I'm so grateful to come to Mr. Joseph podcast and listen to those words. Even one person does that and reach their goals, it's done.
Startup Nation, are you that one person that's actually going to do this? Are you in enough pain right now where this would be worth your time? Or do you need more pain? The world will give it to you.
Yeah.
It definitely did for me.
It's guaranteed.
Now, Jeff, let me ask you, how long is enough? How many nights in a row of 5 minutes before we fall asleep is enough? Is there a minimum to this? Or is it just
Oh,
do it forever until it happens? Because that sounds really difficult and we
oh my
want to
God.
quit.
You know what I was seeing right now? I already love your podcast, your mindset. I'm seeing the stage we are sharing together because you are amazing to back and forth, working together. The length of this is depend to how much you believe and how much fuel of emotion you inject to your thought. So if you have 5 minute quality time, 5 minute quality time, and you give as much as possible energy to your thought, and you believe it with every single cell in your body, you believe it. You walk into your dream. You see who you want to be next year, and you see how your life gonna be. You see if you become successful and rich, how your loved ones look at you, how they encourage you. That was why I that's how I helped myself to jump out of those dark wall I created for myself, because I was seeing the face of my loved ones when I'm succeed. So I'm going to give you one example. It's very important how you can change your mindset and your life gonna change as fast as possible. I have two daughters. I'm blessed to have two daughters as we loves me and my wife from the day one. One is 5, the younger one, and the older one is almost 14 years old right now. And she loves to swimming. The older one, she loves to swimming, and she's an amazing swimmer. So I'm getting a good news yesterday. So her coach told her, now we're going to move you to the senior group. So she's gonna be the best of the best, and they train her to be an Olympic for swimming team. Okay,
No
so
way.
she is
That's awesome.
swimming from age of 3 up to now is 11 years. And she had the personality same like me. That's why I understand her more than anybody else. So if she wants to be quiet, she wants to be alone, I let her to be alone. If I have 100 people in my home, oh, she said simply, I want to stay in my room. Okay, stay there. I understand you. If you need anything, let me know. Because I know she needed time.
Mhm.
She's like a flower. She needed time to bloom. I let it to open herself. So that Robert Kiyosaki says, if you get the flower and try to manually open the flower, so it's gonna die and sooner, and it's not gonna be beautiful. The flower has to bloom by himself, and it's gonna stay more and more beautiful. So
Mhm.
uh,
Good parenting tip right there, Startup Nation. Right?
thank
Stop
you.
forcing your kids to be
uh,
like you or to live out the dreams that you refuse to
mm,
pursue yourself.
yeah, and I'm telling you, they are different. We are the better version of our parents, and we must understand our kid is the better version of us. So we just need to guide them to go to the right direction, but we shouldn't force them to pursue our dream. They have completely different path. They have completely different dream. We have to only guide them and give them the knowledge to understand how to use their talent in the own way they're looking for, as we did, as as our parents try to force us to follow their dream and we go to our direction. Don't waste your time. Let them to follow the direction. Just guide them to do not do mistakes. That's it. This is our responsibility. But one day I remember a few months ago, and I think I was sharing that on the stage in Atlanta as well. So she has the competition. She has to go for swimming. Then suddenly she start to say, oh, I'm sick, I have a problem, pain in my stomach, I cannot go. Immediately I understand there is something wrong, but her mom getting so upset said, this is your future. If you're not going over there, it's going to ruin your future. This is very important. You have to go there because they're choosing people for the next competition. Then I said, can I talk to my daughter 2 minutes? She said, yeah. So I go back to her room, closed the door and sat down. I said, Daddy, tell me what's wrong. I said, Dad, there is a lot of people who are stronger than me. So she is tiny. She is the swimmer. She had the swimmer, Asian swimmer body. But they said, this is America and United States. People, they are 1 feet taller than me, so stronger. In my age, they look 20. So how can I compete with them? So I'm afraid to go there and start doing the race, and I'm losing, and I don't want to go back home with that feeling. Say, okay. So now I understand what is your pain. As you say, Mr. Joseph, how much more pain you want or how fast you want to transform it into opportunity. I said, I understand your pain right now. May I give you some suggestions? I said, yes, please, Dad. I said, I want you to do not think about any competition at all. because you are not going to the competition for other people. I don't want you to do it for me, for your mom, for your competitor over there. I want you to do some competition with yourself. I want you to go there and be better than your yesterday. And I want to beat your record for the last time. I don't care you get any medals or not. I don't care you're winning or not. I want you when you come out to say, Dad, I'm the better version of myself. I'm competing with myself. You said, that's it. You don't want anything else from me? I said, I don't want anything else from you. I don't want you to be the champion. I don't want you to be number one in the world. I want you to be the better version of your yesterday. Can you do that for Daddy? Say, yes, of course. Then we go there. So the moment she jumped into the water, it's amazing. So this is what I love about her. When she touched the water, she become beast. She become different version of herself. So, and I was seeing her, instead of breathing every single time he put her head out of the water, she was following me, and I was running at the corner of the swimming pool with her. She wanted to see me. I am there or not. I'm supporting her or not. What I do over there. So I was encouraging her. Okay, let's go. You can do it. Then just imagine. She got 6 medals in one day because she just simply changed the pattern of fear of lose to be the better version of herself. That is how our brain works. If you are out there listening to us, your fear is the fuel. You just need to change the pattern because your brain follow what you want. You want the fear, it gives you more fear. You want a pain, it gives you more pain. You want to change the pattern. You want to be successful, better than your yesterday, you become better than your yesterday. So what you want, it's going to give it to you. Be careful what you're requesting for.
Startup Nation, are you getting fired up? Become the better version of your yesterday. Become the better version of your yesterday. That's your target. That's your destination. In whatever field you're working in, whatever you're striving for. Jeff says change the pattern. The pattern is also the destination. Like, change the destination. What does that look like? That's what he did for his daughter. He helped her to change the destination of, I'm going to lose, I'm going to fail, I am going to let down the people that love me, I am going to feel like a failure, I am going to feel like a loser, I am going to be a loser. All those thoughts was one destination, and it's the one she actually didn't want. And then her dad, Master Jeff, free of charge, gave her some coaching here and said, hey, set a new destination to be the better version of your yesterday. That's it. Let go of all these false expectations and just choose that. And if you progress 1% from where you are yesterday, you're a winner, honey. You won. In my eyes and everyone's eyes, especially your own. So Startup Nation, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to be 1% better than yesterday in whatever it is you're working towards? Jeff, you're firing us up, man. You're taking away our excuses, darn it. We've been holding on to them for so long. They're like our little precious babies. It's like, my precious, my precious. Yet they're a disservice to us, right? These excuses, these limitations, these fears. We've been looking at them the wrong way. We became friends with our fears rather than seeing them as the enemy and then putting them to use as our fuel for our purpose. So you've helped to straighten our minds out and declutter some of that confusion. So thank you for that. You gave us a hack today. It's a good homework assignment for whoever that one person is who's listening right now. If you want your life to change and you're ready to receive the gift that Master Jeff just gave you, then you will do this. The evidence of you're ready to receive the gift is you taking action on every night, starting tonight, 5 minutes before you go to bed. Relax your mind. Visualize the destination that you want. Give your brain, your mind, the marching orders. Remember, you're the ruler of your mind. You're not the victim of it. You're the ruler of your mind, not the victim of it. This is one of the great gifts God gave us. He gave us a mind and an imagination that can create in our physical world anything we first create in our mental world. Remember, possession happens in the mind first. So when you possess it in your mind, feel it, touch it, experience it fully, all the colors vividly, you will manifest it into your life. Master Jeff, thank you for this. You're a gift to all of us. You're a gift to all of us, okay? And you did a great job with your Persian accent. Thank you so much. Well done. I get by with my New York accent. We all have a thorn in our side, right? It's good stuff. All right. You're about to do something big right now. It's not small. You have a huge destination in your business life, in your world, where you're impacting others. What are you doing actively right now to create that and manifest that into your outer world? What are you doing on your inner world? Like, walk us through that. Like, what's been happening? Tell us the destination. What's the goal? What's this big vision? And what are you currently doing? And is it working?
Oh, okay. So let's put it in a short version, because if I want to answer your question in 2 hours, okay, I'm going to put it in a short version. So first of all, I understand the pattern of living. And I had a question in my mind. Why there is some people, they become richer and more successful than others in a short amount of time we have on planet Earth. And some people say, no, we don't have a short amount of time. So I'm going to take 30 seconds from Mr. Joseph to break down and prove to you, you have a very, very, very limited time on this planet Earth. So let's put it in this way. So I encourage you to take out your phone and go to your calculator and calculate what I'm about to asking you, because it's going to blow your mind to understand how a small amount of time we have on this planet Earth. So
I have my calculator out. I'm ready. Startup Nation.
Ready?
Let's go.
Okay. So I would love to know, be honest with yourself. And I want you to think how many hours per day you're spending on social media, driving, dressing up, I don't know, using the shower, bathroom, which it doesn't have any impact in your life. So, or you're on the phone talking to your parents, friends, and doing this and that. Just give yourself a number: 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours a day. So any number you're comfortable. Okay. So, for example, Mr. Joseph, can you share the number with me?
Well, when you said driving, that impacted my number significantly, because I'm going for chiropractic to the best guy in the state, and it's an hour drive each way, and I'm doing that a couple of days a week, right? So that's 2 to 3 hours right there. So I put 4. I put 4 between everything.
Fair enough. So can you just put 4? So I want to imagine we are living 80 years. So the average length of life is around 65, but let's say 80 years. So we are on this planet Earth 80 years, which is very amazing. So if something not happening tomorrow, so let's say 80 years we're living on this planet Earth. So I'm not talking about the younger age, because we're spending more time on doing nothing, which has impact on our life. And I'm not talking about the retirement, which again, we spend more time on the stuff. So let's put all together and say from the day one, we spend 4 hours a day on some stuff which doesn't impact our life in the futures. So 4 hours a day times to 30 days. We want to know how many hours is going to be in a month.
It's 120. 120.
Then times to 12.
Times 12 months in a year is 1,440 hours.
And then times to 80 to understand how much going to be in 80 years.
Oops. Times 80 years equals 115,200 hours.
So now I needed to divide it by 24 to understand how many days is going to be.
Divided by 24 is 4,800 days.
And then I needed you to divide it by 365 to understand how many years it's going to be. Probably it's going to be 13 years something.
13.15, so 13.2 years.
Let's stay there, 13.2 years. So what do we do during the day? If we divided the days by 3 categories, so 8 hours we have to sleep, more and less. Okay, 8 hours. So 8 hours in 80 years, so I make the calculation faster for you, is going to be 26.6 years of our life. And 8 hours we have to work, because we have to stay on track. So 26.6 also we work. So 53 years we are working, and 13 years we are spending times and driving and other stuff. So together it's going to be around 60, 70 years. So it's going to be 10 years. We have time for ourselves, for what we want to do. 10 years in 80 years. So if we are 40 years old right now, it means we are half through our life. So it means 10 years, we have to divide it by 2, is going to be 5 years. So I just wanted to show you how life going to be short. We have only 5 years if we live 80 years on this planet Earth. That's why I don't believe to the round clock. It's a big lie, because it's always show you the time is repeating and repeating and repeating. Time is never repeat. I believe in a sand clock. Okay, because the sand clock, or you call it the hourglass. Hourglass. Okay. So hourglass is show you how much time is past where you're standing at the middle and how much time is left. Okay, but unfortunately in our life, we never see how much we left. We never know this is the last piece of the sand is dropping and we are done, or we still have time. But let's assume we're living here 80 years. And if you are 40 right now, it means you have only 5 years in the best case scenario, if you spend only 4 hours a day. So we have 5 years. So I have a great message, good message for the people who are listening to us. If you're wasting your time on social media, just swapping up to see the content for other people's life, you're wasting your most precious things in life, which is time. So be the one who create the content and other people listening to you and watching you. Do not waste your time to follow up the others people's life if it doesn't impact your future and the loved ones around you. So I knew that pattern. Then I said, how we can use the cheating code. Again, we use the shortcut. How some people in 5 and 10 years, they achieve all their goals and dreams and create the bigger impact and future for everybody around them. For the past 23, 24 years, I was focusing on the platform and, the business model, which is helping people from the ground reach to this super $1 million a year. So I said, so I know the power of home-based business. So, and I know the pattern of time. So I was looking for the amazing product to combine these two together to create a better future for every single person on this planet Earth. Then I said, okay, what is that product? Then I end up to understand the product comes out, and we are super lucky. We are super lucky to live in 2023, because the technology, the humanity to survive and live healthier and longer forever. Okay, not forever, for the long time. So it's to how to access to their DNA codes and be able to read it. So there's a technology right now. You can have the DNA test, go deep into your DNA, and from your DNA, you understand what kind of personality you have. You are the risk taker, you are a gambler, you attract to alcohol, you attract to drug, you attract to the sport, you attract to music, and what kind of diseases you already have, and what kind of diseases in the future you might have, and how to avoid it, and have a longer and healthier life. That's it. So according to your question, Mr. Joseph, so I'm adding that product, the DNA genome test, to the network marketing and a home-based business. So we're launching our platform in February. We have the aim to help 1 million people within 2 years. And in this journey, and helping thousands and hundreds of thousands of people around the world to make them successful in financial and in a health journey. At the end, this is our motto: health, wealth, and purpose. And in a purpose, we are partnered up with Mr. Tony Robbins to helping the kids around the world. Right now, 350,000 kids under 5 years old, they're dying because of hunger around the world. So we delete all those borders. We clean all those mindsets. There is no any nationality, religions, color is important to us. 350,000 kids under 5 years, they dying with the most horrible method of death in the world, and they don't have any chance. So anybody buy our products, every single products they buy, we are helping one kids in need, to help them to not suffering from hunger. This is our purpose in life, to do as much as we can, and we try our community to become more healthy, to stay longer with us and this planet Earth, and more wealthy, to be more able to help us to fulfill this mission if they love to help these kids. This is what we do. And I hope not only me, not only people, God loves us too, and blessing us to become stronger and stronger, bigger and bigger every single day. And we are so thankful for that.
Master Jeff, that's a powerful vision. It sounds like you're creating a crystal ball for our future, right? Where we can look at our DNA and just see the leaning, right? Not everything's definite. We can shift where we end up, but to see where the current trajectory, and then choose if that's where we want to go, or choose something different or better for ourselves. That's pretty awesome. We're speaking with Master Jeff, and he's going to tell us where to find him. He's going to invite you to go somewhere in a moment. But before we go there, we've been going at this, but man, I could keep going talking with you, bro. Let's go. But we have to, take a pause. We have to complete this first conversation here on this podcast, and we're going to do that by bringing you into my favorite part of the show. Welcome to the hustle round. I'm going to ask you 10 quick fire questions. You'll have about 3 seconds to answer each. Don't overthink it. It's just for fun. It's like a game show minus the prizes. Are you ready, sir?
Sure. So I have to answer as fast as possible.
Let's go.
Can I take a fifth?
What's your no? What is your
let's go.
What is your favorite thing about running your own business? Yeah.
To changing people's life. I always love to see that those eyes sparkling like a star in front of my face, because I'm changing their life to be the better version of themselves. I never ever stop that mission, because that's what I love. That's why I said, do what you love. This is what I do.
3 seconds. Yeah. 3 seconds. Okay. I gotta start. You're so fired up, man. You're so fired up. What is your least favorite thing about running your own business?
It's talking to people, because some people, they don't understand it.
They're not ready to receive the gift. It's frustrating. Yeah. I believe we're all struggling with something at any given moment of our life, Jeff. It's just part of the human condition. What are you currently challenged with right now, either professionally or personally?
Working more on my English language.
That's fair. That's fair. Got it. What are you most afraid of?
Not to being the person for my loved ones at the time they needed me, and it's getting late.
What did you spend way too much time doing your first year in this business?
I didn't get the question, sorry.
What did you spend way too much time doing your first year in this business?
Creating the platform which everybody deserves to have it.
Okay. What secret fear do you have about people?
People, they are amazing. As long as you understand they are amazing.
I like that. What do you wish you had learned sooner in business?
I wish I knew this industry much, much more earlier.
Pick 3 words to describe who you are now.
Strong, kind, and at your service. I'm your friend.
Love it. Pick 3 words to describe who you were before you took possession of your own mind.
Weak, scared, and don't believe to myself.
And last question, Jeff, if you could come back to life after you died, look your family and friends in the eye, your wife, your kids, and give them only one piece of advice about true success, what would you say to them?
Be yourself. Be yourself. Never live your life to show somebody else the person who you are not. Be yourself.
Amen to that. This is where you already gave a homework assignment to our audience, so we can skip that part. Thank you for that. That's the 5 minutes tonight and every night, Startup Nation, to visualize and feel. Add the feeling to what you think. Add the feeling to the destination, what you want and what you desire. Startup Nation, if you enjoyed this episode with Master Jeff, please go and write him a nice review, an honest review. You could do that at Apple Podcast, or you could do it at Stitcher.com, or go to first100k.com, first100k.com. If we like what you write, then we will give you a live shout out on the show, which I'm about to do for handle Weird Meatball. Weird Meatball, thank you for your 5-star review. You wrote, love the messaging of your First 100K podcast. Great targeting towards Christian coaches and inspiring stories to help people find success and fulfillment. Thank you, Weird Meatball, for your 5-star review. Master Jeff, what is the best way for Startup Nation to get in touch with you, to get involved in what you're up to learn more and connect with you?
Thank you. So to finish my talk here, as the last question you're asking me, I said, be yourself. So recently, 2 months ago, I lost my older brother. So it hit me so hard. I never experienced that before in my life, but it gave me a good image as well. When I say be yourself, it means never ever try to waste your time, because when you're passing this planet Earth, you're going to the higher level. People, they will get back to their life as fast as possible. So if they easily forget you of being exists on this planet, why you have to waste your time for something which is unnecessary in your life? Be yourself, love what you do, and follow your passion. So you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is Master Jeff Official. So all my information is going to be there on my bio or my website, and you can check my personal website, the company website, and what we are doing. And I would be more than happy to help you in any aspect in your life if I'm going to be useful for you. And thanks so much for listening to us. Thanks so much, Mr. Joseph, to give me this opportunity to speak to your audience. And I hope I could do something good and impact your life.
All right, Startup Nation. You can also find Master Jeff at buildgoal.com. Buildgoal.com. We'll have the link in the show notes. Master Jeff, thank you for being on your first 100K. I wish you God's love, peace, and joy in your life,
Thank you,
sir.
brother. Thank you. You too, brother. You too. Thank you.